When you think of Schecter guitars, what do you think of? The abalone crazy red quilt C1s loaded with EMGs, sinister gate signatures, something with a ridiculous number of strings? Whatever it is, this is probably not the first thing that comes to mind. So what's going on here? Well, this California Classic is the debut model for Schecter's new premium-end production models made in Japan, specifically made at Fujigen. I'm gonna refrain from calling it the legendary Fujigen facility this time because you guys have been roasting me about it in the comments, but they also make Ibanez Prestige and Fender Japan, some of the most highly regarded guitars in the world. So I'd argue legendary is a more than apt superlative, but we move. Either way, Japanese-made guitars right now, in my experience, are the most consistently high quality in the world. And actually, since the California Classic launched, they followed it up with the PT Classic. Pretty much the same specs except dual humbucker, and they've got one in purple, which looks absolutely dope. But everything that I'm saying here will be pretty much applicable to that model as well. For specs, a chambered swamp ash body, so it's fairly light. This one is well shy of 8 pounds. Highly figured quilted maple top, matched by the equally highly figured maple neck. Super nice ebony fingerboard with mother of pearl dot inlays and 22 jumbo stainless steel frets. This one is in trans amber. It also comes in trans sky burst, charcoal burst, and Bengal fade. Generally, I think fades are kind of gross, but this one shows that they can be sick if done correctly. Schecter actually started in the repair and aftermarket parts business. They've got a lot of heritage and experience in those fields. So this comes with Schecter USA pickups, a Pasadena Plus in the bridge, paired with 2 monster tones in the middle and neck, then locking tuners and a 2-point trem from Schecter's Nouveau series. Fancy. And it's all rounded out with a tusk nut from the Nut Masters. Graphtech are the unsung heroes in the guitar industry, I swear. But so definitely not your typical monster energy drinking, drywall punching Schecter. It looks great, but I found one of the best ways to really test a guitar is by writing something with it. See what kind of riffs it inspires. So smack a like on the video if you're going to enjoy it. That actually massively helps out with the relentless succubus that is the YouTube algorithm. Let's plug it in, let's get some tones, get some first impressions, and write a demo track. So for this demo, I'm running all the tones through the Auto Audio 1111 is apparently how this is pronounced. As mainly a tube amp guy, I'm always skeptical of new plugins, but you guys have been telling me forever this was designed from the ground up for heavy chugs. The tagline is none heavier, so okay, that got my attention. And yeah, it does the brutal thing very, very well. There's a variety of flavors for heavy, heavy tones. Took about 2 seconds to dial in something that sounded suitably ruthless. And with the mono stereo output blend, you get this width effect. And while heavy is the main focus, there are also solid presets for classic British crunch, glassy cleans. There are a literal shitload of tone shaping options, among others a selection of cabs and impedance curves, different power tube options, and this section to adjust the bias, sag, feedback, and snarl. I love this. A lot of plugins can feel very artificial, very stiff. These settings help imitate the natural response of a real amp. Basically, a lot of thought and passion for high gain has gone into this. There's a 14-day free trial, link in the description, go test it out, and if you end up loving it as well, Auto Audio is giving you guys 50% off by using the code AGU50. So huge thanks to them for sponsoring the video and providing the savage tones. Let's get into the chugs. It's pretty chonky. So I wasn't sure whether I'd like this pumpkin quilt in real life, but in person, it's such an uncommon color. It's pretty cool. The first thing that stands out to me though, like the make or break thing for any guitar is the neck, and holy shit. The tinted flame maple obviously looks awesome, but it's this fingerboard. I mean, this is a nice, healthy piece of ebony, and this stainless steel fretwork. Flawless. Japanese made guitars, man, they're ridiculous. They're next level. For whatever reason, this one I'm kind of feeling bouncy, melodic, modern metal, kind of like Polaris. A lot of open strings, a lot of single notes, a lot of octave play, which sounds like some sort of weird fetish. What are you into? Octave play. I like the idea, but I think there could be more travel to make it more interesting. Yeah, so that first part went up, the second part can travel down. No. Yeah, so all together now. No. I'm pretty happy with that riff, and it's got an interesting groove because it shifts halfway through. Man, that figuring is super nice. It's kind of U-shaped, so it's round all the way through, but it's kind of got that flatter angle on the back. I'm a bit surprised they haven't roasted it, but at the same time, this gives it more of that modernized vintage vibe. And then the next part, we can slow it down, halftime drums, and also, it's modern metal. It's time to bring out the whammy pedal for ridiculous 2-octave sweeps. So dumb. I love it. We can also add some absolutely stupid dissonance for no fucking reason. It's perfect. Yeah, I can see why all the classic rock guys hate this. So after that unhinged ridiculousness, we can go to like a big chordy melodic section. I've had that one with the switching voices for a while, so that seems like a good time to use that. You know what'd be cool? We'll pull a little bit from While She Sleeps, do a little tapping section, then do the same thing but an octave up with the whammy. So I'm using the neck pickup now. Dude, these single coils have some beefy bowl pieces. That's intense. This is a very fun guitar. This is turning into a very fun track. I'm really liking the body bevels too. Like, this is a very, very comfortable guitar. You know what? That big chordy melodic section has actually put me in the mood to write a clean section, which never happens. And for once, I think it would actually be very cool to start the demo track with like a longer clean section before going into the aforementioned unhinged ridiculousness. So I'm thinking something super simple, super ambient, something that leaves a lot of space for a simple reverb-drenched lead line. All right, I'm using the 2 neck singles. Yep, that definitely took me one time and not 30 minutes to come up with that. We move. Okay, simple enough, I like that. And then the harmony to that would be... Nice, so that can come in on the second repetition for some build-up. I mean, this is so unlike any Schecter I've tried before. If I didn't see the name on the headstock, I would probably guess ESP. The frets give it away though. ESP uses those massive railroad track, and these are kind of like medium jumbo. I love how everyone has their different ways of blending vintage and modern. They're not all following the same playbook. And the last thing we need is a nasty breakdown. And you know what that means? Everything doubled 1 octave down, baby. This can kind of be a heavier callback to the first riff. Oh no, you know what would make it even nastier and even more stupid? That's filthy. Schecter watching in horror what's become of their classy guitar. This is a very comfortable bridge to palm mute. I wonder if Godot ghost built this. Godot actually does a lot of OEM work, and I wonder if that's what this is. Yeah, this is absurd. This is either going to turn out amazing or horrific, and I can't wait to see which one it is. So, that's enough ideas now. I'm going to go ahead, work on the demo track off camera, and I'll meet you back here for my final thoughts on the Schecter California Classic made in Japan. But first, here's how the demo track consisting of the first riffs inspired by this guitar turned out. So this is an exciting time for Schecter fans. I mean, they've always had high quality, non-necessarily metal focused guitars, but Japanese made out of Fujigun, this is the next level for their production instruments. And in fact, this is an exciting time for guitarists. Loving this trend of established brands launching premium end production lines out of Japan. You've got Jackson, you've got Charvel, EVH, even Kramer. And while you know that obsession with quality that comes with Japanese guitar making is gonna be there, I think Schecter's one of the more interesting. All the other brands I mentioned have very niche specialties. Schecter's most known for the edgy metalcore models, and in fairness, they do those very well. But also, and this flies under the radar, they kind of do everything. Like, who saw this one coming? I would not be mad if they continued with these more classy, rock-focused takes on their shapes. It would also be super cool if they decide to go super metal for the next addition to the MIJ line. With Schecter, it feels like they're kind of free to do anything. Now, I will say, given this is Schecter's highest end premium production level guitar, I thought that this top was a full chunk of quilted maple. I mean, it's so lively and three-dimensional, that's what it looks like. It's actually not, it's a regular maple top with a veneer. It genuinely fooled me, it looks so good. And look, I love the figured maple binding like how you get on a PRS as much as anyone, and that would have been cool to have. But given how much wood suppliers are price gouging factories in Asia right now, that little aesthetic detail would have added a lot of unnecessary cost to the price. Because the main thing with these Japanese made guitars, man, and I know I'm repeating myself, but this really is the main point, the quality is crazy. For me, the guitars made in Japan are the most consistently premium quality in the world, and it may not be the Schecter I'm used to, but this is one of my favorite modern takes on the Super Strat. But that'll do it from me. I'd love to hear your opinions down below. What do you think of Schecter's Japanese-made classic series? What do you think of this overall trend of brands launching premium Japanese-made lines? Any and all thoughts, I'd love to know what you're thinking. Massive shout out to my patrons who make each and every video possible. Their names are up on the screen right now. Consider joining them if you want to directly support what I do as well. You can also join as a channel member or pick up some comfy merch, links in the description. Social media, Discord, and affiliate links to more information about this guitar are down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I will see you for the next video.